There are documented cases where sleep deprivation, often in combination with sleep
deprivation
disorders like
has far-reaching
sleepwalking,
effects
has
on
led to
various
violent
aspects
acts,
of human
including
function,
homicide against
including
close
cognitive
family members.
abilities, emotional stability, and decision-making. It frequently leads to increased irritability, frustration, and pronounced mood swings.
I think we've all had a taste of sleep deprivation at some point, and although I haven't hurt anyone, I almost buried something, a close friendship. Okay, first things first, how did it even get this far? I have been struggling with sleep for a while now, partly because I have acid reflux, and partly because I share a room with the bro who snores loudly. Imagine someone drilling into the ceiling every 5 seconds in the evening. And what's worse is that the intervals aren't even regular. It's not like white noise or the sound of rain, which is relaxing. No, the brain has no regular patterns to get used to. You can't tune out these sounds. And for those who've never had acid reflux, imagine you have a small dragon in your stomach, and every evening when you want to rest, this nasty little beast in your stomach starts breathing fire. Your stomach hurts, your throat burns, and when medications don't help anymore because your esophagus is already corroded, you might as well say goodbye to sleep. And if you happen to be going through a stressful time in life, like exam periods or something, then you just don't sleep at all anymore. And what could possibly happen if you miss sleep here and there, right? In my sleeplessness, all inhibitions had more or less disappeared, and one thing led to another, and there I was with my phone in hand at 4 am. Honestly, I wish I had been more nervous or something, but actually, I felt nothing at that moment. I simply confessed my feelings to a very close friend of mine, even though I strongly assumed she had absolutely no interest and we probably wouldn't be able to look each other in the eyes afterward. I've had to watch my friend group splinter because of such things often enough, and that's why I promised myself to never date within the friend group. And yet suddenly there I was, pouring my heart out. You know that extremely awful time span after you've sent a risky text and have to wait for a reply? Yeah, that's exactly what we are doing now. For a while, I was more or less continuously sick for about 4 months, and even after blood tests, etc., the doctor couldn't tell me what was wrong. Every morning I woke up for school and thought, man, if the material weren't so important for the exams, I would definitely stay home. I hate this so much. And it went on like that day after day, morning after morning, until the doctor asked me, how much sleep do you get per night? Well, probably about 6 hours. I knew it was much less, but I couldn't admit it at that moment because it became pretty clear to me that sleep had been the problem. Extremely embarrassing because the answer was so obviously simple. So yes, the problem was acute sleep deprivation. Has she actually replied to me yet? Hm. So what do you do when you have a problem? Step 1 is always to recognize the problem. Check, it's sleep deprivation, easy as that. And now I just had to solve the problems. I actually took care of the acid reflux quite easily. I just have to make sure not to eat anything about 3 hours before going to bed. So, an effective and quick solution, but one that requires willpower. The good thing is, whenever I can't resist food and eat something anyway, I get acid reflux and am painfully reminded of why I should absolutely stick to the rule. I am addressing the stress problem in two ways. One, I write much more. Simply writing about what you think and what's happening around you has helped me considerably to better deal with stressful situations, partly because I summarize everything and thus process the situation better, and partly because my subconscious often already has solutions that then come up while writing. Second, a rock solid sleep routine. I try to get up every morning at around 7 am and go to bed at 11 pm. The more often you stick to the plan, the easier it becomes to fall asleep at 11 pm and wake up at 7 am. This has made my sleep more regular, and even in stressful phases, the rhythm remains somewhat consistent. Well, still no answer from her. One problem I haven't been able to solve yet, Lil Bro still snores. I can't fall asleep with headphones or earplugs in, and leaving the room isn't really an option either. I don't want to sadly sleep on the couch every night like a husband who's been thrown out of the bedroom by his wife. What sometimes helps is calling his name and hoping he turns to his side, then he doesn't snore as loudly, and I can try to fall asleep before he starts snoring again. But that's not really a solution. Actually, you might even be able to help me here by sharing your experiences with sleep deprivation in the comments and checking out the subscribe button on your way down. What absurd acts have you experienced due to sleeplessness? I once heard that you can even start hallucinating. Have any of you had experiences with that? And since we are already talking about experiences, fortunately I've had really good experiences after making the effort to improve my sleep. Now that I can sleep much better, I'm better in many ways. I'm much more energetic during the day and don't feel like gravity is 5 times stronger than usual. Also, I can remember things much better, which is probably because the real learning happens during sleep, if I understood that correctly. And as someone who regularly goes to the gym, my recovery is also much better. After training, I'm fit again the next day and can go hard. In the past, I sometimes needed more than 3 days to recover. I still remember how I often had to struggle not to fall asleep in politics class. You know it too, when your eyes drift around and then at some point you notice your head falling towards the desk. Yeah, but it was probably mostly because of the teacher, because even with good sleep, I always got very tired during his lessons. Oh, she's answered. I would say that I have average luck in life, but on this one day I must have had enough luck to win the lottery. She liked me too. Long story short, we are kind of dating now. Um, I know this does not really happen in real life, but well, sometimes sleep deprivation does have unexpected benefits, but believe me, the health disadvantages still outweigh them. I know that many of us struggle with sleep, and with this video I wanted people to feel seen. You are not alone, and don't lose hope. Try new things and make sure to try new approaches long enough to give them a chance to work. Some things just need time, unfortunately. The next video will be about making small games with cute pixels, so stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed this video and look forward to next time. Bye!